Well, I'm Derek with Luling Main Street. I've been here 13 years now. Basically, the Main Street manager, director.
You're the person that people come to if they have a question about Main Street.
Yeah, and that rapport goes a long way. You have to have a broad view of everything that's going on in town, so you know where to plug in. That's basically what we do.
Here we are. Okay, so welcome back to our podcast today. I'm really excited because we have Derek Hall.
Let's go.
Yes, let's go. On today on our podcast, and he's going to be highlighting Main Street, what it is, getting people more familiar with what they do, the events that they have, what it's going to look like, hopefully between like 1 to 3 to 5 years, and then just overall the vision for the future. So
Lots percolating.
So I guess we'll start is what is Main Street? And you've been at this for how long? A while.
13 years.
13 years.
Just 13.
13 years.
No, a long time. Long enough to have seen a little bit and know what's going on in the community and being in a position to where you know what's going to happen.
Yeah.
It's kind of cool.
Yeah.
But yeah, our organization, we basically revitalize the downtown district by various means.
Cool.
We've got resources that we can put into the district, and you'll appreciate this, economic development. One of our little things that we say is that we are economic development by historic preservation.
That's awesome.
So our facade grants and whatnot, that's the thrust.
Yeah.
Is preserving our cultural and architectural heritage. That's what makes any community unique. So
yeah.
That's what we really try to do.
Mm-hmm.
And whenever we do those facade grants, we stick to that and make sure that we're not going any kind of crazy directions with the designs and whatnot.
Yeah.
But basically that's what we do. We try to preserve, the heritage that we have here, and we try to beautify the district and do different things. Put on events, all kinds of different stuff. And when I say various means, I mean it's pretty. It's a wide net.
Yeah.
Lots of things that we do.
And so really quickly, I want to backtrack a little bit because Derek actually graduated here from Luling, right?
I did.
So you have some roots in Luling. So maybe let's backtrack a little bit, get maybe people that aren't familiar with you, maybe they haven't met you yet, new members of the community. So you graduated from this area. What inspired you to be the director for Main Street, first and foremost?
Well, I can tell you, it wasn't any one thing that was like, I'll tell you exactly what happened.
Uh-huh.
No, we had made the decision to move back to town. We were just looking for a more simple existence, coming from the big city. And I saw an ad in the paper. I said, you know what? All my life I've been doing this, that, and the other. None of it had anything to do with my major.
Yeah.
But this had, I saw right through what they were asking, and I was just thinking marketing. Everything they're asking for is marketing.
Yeah.
And I said, man, that'd be kind of cool.
Yeah.
But so I applied, and here I am.
Here you are. And you've been at this for 13 years. What is one thing that you've really loved about being the director for Main Street?
Well,
you could just do one, but
yeah.
you could list off a couple as well.
Yeah. I really appreciate the fact that you can affect positive change in a community, and not just change in general, but change that is long-standing. Mm-hmm. Stuff that will be around for a long time. I really appreciate that. I think that's a cool little feature.
Yes.
Of sitting in my chair.
Yeah.
Is being able to do some stuff around here that people will remember for a while.
Yeah, I know, and you can see that in just the thriving downtown that we do have. And then two, you mentioned the facade grants. Can you talk a little bit more about that to get even just businesses downtown more familiar with what that does even for them?
Sure. Our organization puts on some events, and one of those events is our main fundraiser for the year, our Rage and Cajun Throwdown.
Which is coming up, guys.
I'm sure we'll talk about that too, but that allows us to bring in funds to do things. We tackle projects and do whatnot. One of them is to fund our facade grant program. Mm-hmm. And it's a tiered program. We have an element, just long story short, we have an element that allows us to pay up to $10,000. It's a 50% match, for far-reaching projects. It could be anything. It could be roofing. It could be anything that has to do with the building. It could be the facade. It could be plumbing upgrades. It could be electrical upgrades. It's it's a wider range of things that we can touch on,
Yeah.
and we do a one-time $10,000 match on that. But then we also have a facade grant up to $5,000. It's again 50% match, and that's just for facade.
Okay.
So
it's
if
like
you're trying to do
signs.
windows,
Okay.
Signage on the front of your building, anything in the front, you're trying to restore it back to what it used to be. You got a false front on it that's been on it for 30 years, and now you want to restore it back to brick or whatever the case may be. Anything has to do with the front, then we have a program for that. And then we have a paint only.
Oh, cool.
So I was noticing there was a couple businesses like, man, I wish they'd paint their front.
Yeah.
Then a year later, man, they really need to paint their front. So us as a group, we got together to try to figure out a way to incentivize that, and we basically upped the match. So up to $2,000 for paint only type projects, we pay 70/30. So if you got a $2,000 paint job that you're eyeing for in the future for your building,
Yeah.
we can help. We'll pay up to $1,400 of that.
That's amazing.
For us to do that. So
helpful.
those are the three elements of our facade grant program, if you will.
Awesome. And one of the things that you are mentioning is we. I want you to talk a little bit about your board, because it is a working board. They are the feet on the ground when it comes to events.
You would know.
I was
You
a
were on the
board
board.
member
Yeah.
at one point, and I had the pleasure of being able to help out with the Rage and Cajun, and it was definitely a bustle of that day, but it was so much fun. It was a lot of fun. But talk about your board. It is a working board. How many members are on your board right now? And then also I want to just put a pin in it. The Rage and Cajun, as it's coming up here in March. It's always in March. The committee for that. But I want you to talk about your board first, because I think it's important to highlight what they do in their efforts.
I'm a lucky soul. I've had board dynamics change, especially with our group, because we're probably, and in fact, I think we're the only organization in town that has term limits.
Okay. Yeah.
So
that's true.
Any board that you join and, you leave, or they, kick you off or whatever, but we have term limits.
Okay.
So that
It is a
worm's always
rule.
turning.
Yeah.
So even with that being said, I've always been blessed with great boards, great people, and like I said, that dynamic changes. But we got 9 folks on the board. We can have up to 12, so there's a little room if.
Is it usually through nominations, or do they apply? Is there an application process, or?
Yeah, you can be nominated. Basically, in a lot of cases, it's really just somebody that's wanting to get involved in the community.
Yeah.
And how do I do that type thing? Well, how? I mean, do you want to be on a board? You just want to help during our work days?
Right.
You want to help during Rage and Cajun? You just want to help during events? We try to be, we can't be everything to everybody, but
Right.
we try to have
Different avenues.
we
for
want
people
you to be
part.
comfortable doing what you're doing. If you're going to
Yes.
come help us, want you to have fun, be comfortable,
Yeah.
and so there's different levels.
Yeah. So you can be a board
engagement.
member. Yeah. Or like you mentioned, your work days. What is? Give me an idea, and those that are listening, what like a work day? Because I remember y'all have done the planter boxes around town. You've also done, I want to say revitalizing, but renovating or repainting, I believe, the benches or the picnic tables. Talk about that. Like, what does a work day look like?
Well, we do have some landscaping downtown. We do have the Heritage Circle project that we created back 2013 is when that started. And that's the clock project downtown, for those who are wondering what that is. We've got 4 folks from Luling that make up that circle, if you will.
Cool.
4 people that went off into the world and went and did some really cool things.
Awesome.
Became famous, or whatever you want to call it. Which, that's another thing, is we're looking at this year possibly adding some more names to that
That's awesome.
circle this year.
That's cool.
So we're in the process of doing our deep dives and fact finding and whatnot, trying to make sure that we get that. But anyway, we got landscaping in there. We've got planters up and down the downtown area. We've got painting that always needs to be done. We've got the Rafael Rios. It was a pocket park. Now we've added a plaza,
Yeah.
a big plaza there. So we have a downtown plaza now. But there's different things that right there in the downtown area where we have to get together and we have to maintain it.
Yeah. Beautification and
Right. The city can only do so much. So every spring there's always new plants that need to be added and whatnot. So we usually do one in the spring, right after Rage and Cajun, and as needed.
Yeah.
Sometimes handrails need to be painted, the safety yellow curbs need to be painted, whatever it is, and that stuff falls right in the middle of our downtown area. So we get out there and go hustle.
Yeah.
Get the group together and
I like being able to see. I know I've seen it a couple of times on Facebook. It's nice to just be able to see what your board members, when they're getting out there and doing on the work days, just showing that beautification downtown and what all y'all do. And then y'all just recently got done the historic downtown. Is it the roads? The
street signs.
Thank you, street signs. Yes, y'all just redid those as well, right?
Yeah. We've. It's funny. There's always, I got a long list of things that I'd like to get done, and
right over there, maybe.
Well, here's some of the stuff we did get done, but
yeah,
the list is long. Believe me. And you always pick the low hanging fruit because we only have X amount of money.
Right.
Rage and Cajun is, it's a 1-day event. But we try to do what we can.
Yes.
And little bit by little bit, some of these projects that we've tackled, like Heritage Circle. Like when EDC and Main Street, partnered up on the lamp posts.
Yes.
That we did here back in 2020. That's like a $40,000.
Yep.
Project that we partnered up and shared costs on those. So we've tackled some big things over the years, all kinds of little things. But we're always trying to click them off.
Yep.
I'm trying to narrow that list down, and as soon as I narrow it down, there's something else comes up.
Oh, there's always going to be something else.
Always things that
yes.
that we need and want to get done.
Yeah. And then so that we can kind of segue in, I want to talk about Rage and Cajun because that is coming up in a couple months. I do want to talk about how members of the community could sign up to be a part of the task force or the committee that's involved on that day, because volunteers are very important on that day. And I didn't know, as a board member, from my experience, I had no, you go to Rage and Cajun and that's one thing. But when you're a part of the Rage and Cajun, whether you're the one taking in the orders, and selling tickets, or, whatever, there's always a piece to the puzzle that makes everything work succinctly that day. So being somebody who's been in the meat of it, if you will, and working in it, explain all the preparation. Well, I guess maybe you can't really explain all the preparation, but give people... Give everybody listening kind of an idea of what that all looks like, because there is a lot that goes into it in the planning. It's intense.
So whenever you join the Main Street Board of Directors, you are automatically added to the Rage and Cajun.
You are locked
committee.
in.
So that committee basically grows by 4 or 5 people over the board, and that event has grown a lot over the years. And, we know what we can and can't do.
Yes.
In a 1-day event. We're not the watermelon thump, the granddaddy of them all.
Yes.
That's a 4-day deal. But it's a lot of work. Anybody that's been to one of these, there's lots going on.
There is a lot.
So, with that being said, there's lots of planning, and we've already started that process.
Okay.
We started that a couple months ago. There's lots of things that are happening each and every day, each and every week, leading up to what's next. And that'll continue. It's always the second Saturday in March for those who are unaware, but it's always, it's not any specific date, but it's always the second Saturday in March, which is kind of cool to remember, easy to remember.
So you can
that's coming up.
Make that a reoccurring thing on the calendar, by the way, so you don't miss it.
Yeah. So that's coming up, and those are a lot of fun. Everybody that participates in that, from our standpoint, the board and the committee, a lot of them, they hang around.
Yeah.
For years and years and years.
It's pretty neat. Yeah.
So, like I said before, I'm blessed, and we have a great group of folks that we've had several that had served their terms, and they have to go off.
Yeah.
Which is weird, but we're following kind of what National Main Street.
Yes.
That's what they said works best. So we're just kind of following their lead in that regard. We put it in our bylaws and whatnot, but it's happened over and over again where I miss you guys,
Yeah.
So after they're gone for a year, they can come back if they want. So we've had several come back.
Okay, so they have to go off a year, and then they can come back if they choose.
If they choose.
If they're nominated and go through the process.
Yeah. So And a lot of people they're doing the Rage and Cajun stuff. I mean, they've been doing it for a long, long time. Everybody's kind of got their role.
Yeah.
And everybody's plugged in, and we're on a good roll. Mother Nature's been good.
Yeah, so far.
And here the last few years, and they've just each year it seems like we keep eclipsing the year prior.
Mm-hmm.
And
so explain the
the whole thing is basically it's our big fundraiser for the year.
Yeah,
so we treat everything about it as a fundraiser.
Yes.
We could go all crazy with the entertainment and whatnot, but we are what we are.
Yeah.
And there's only so much we can do whenever you keep that in mind, that this is our fundraiser.
Yes.
If we don't make money, we don't have money for projects.
Mm-hmm.
Our Facade grant fund is going to dry up,
Right.
So, like this last year, the 10,000 deal, we had 2024 was approved, but that project it just kept dragging on and on and on. And there were many reasons, and they kept in touch with us, so we knew what was going on. But we paid out that one in 2025. We had the 2025 $10,000, a different organization applied for that, came in. We paid that one, and then 2 other Facade grants. So we paid out like almost $25,000 in grants.
That's cool.
This year alone.
Yeah.
We've paid out like 110 over the years, for 38, 39 different Facade grants over the years. But that stuff takes money, and if we're not making money there, then we have to dial back.
So somebody new coming into the community that's never been to Rage and Cajun, what can they expect? Like, that's it's
a different vibe. It is a different vibe.
So what is it? It's a cook-off.
It is a cook-off.
Yes.
But
what are they cooking off? What are they cooking?
Well, we got several categories. We do have the gumbo category.
Yes.
Which we have a $1,000 payout for the winner on that. We have a jambalaya category.
Okay.
We have a open, which is do what you want as long as it's Cajun inspired.
Okay.
And then we have a Bloody Mary and a dessert. So
I do remember that.
Yeah. The dessert's always the Friday before for the cooks that are coming in early or whatever. But so it is a cook-off, but because of the Cajun themed, you got the Zydeco music going in the background, which is different.
Yeah.
Culturally it's different.
Yes.
So you feel like you're in a different
It's like you almost like you time ported.
Yeah. No, it's different.
Like in a time
it's different.
machine.
It's a different vibe, from any of the other events. So we hear that over and over, man. It's such a cool event because it's so different.
Yeah.
But yeah, we have lots of cool things to do for kids and lots of vendors. We got a arts and crafts fair, and we got different food vendors for those that don't want Cajun.
Okay, that's nice.
For whatever reason.
Yeah, keeps it versatile.
For the picky eaters out there that want their chicken tenders, But it's a little bit of everything for everybody.
So if somebody wants to get on the task force or be a part of the day and volunteer, would they just reach out to you, talk to you?
Yeah, I currently do office at the old museum, and we have for 20-something years. I mean, I know the city wants to combine our offices here in this building at some point.
Here.
And that'll happen sometime later this year. But, yeah, you can come see me at the office anytime. You can go to our website at lulingmainstreet.com.
Okay.
And there's a little volunteer tab you can kind of click on and leave your information. We can get back to you type of thing.
Perfect.
But, yeah, we'd love to have.
It's a great way for people to be a part of the community in that way, especially since it's their main fundraiser. What are other events that you do? Like, for example, you had the Yule Trail during December. You also have during Mother's Day weekend, usually is a wine crawl, ladies. Talk about that. Isn't that you partner with the businesses downtown? Mm-hmm. So how does that, because, even though that's usually in May, what does that sometimes look like?
Well, after Rage and Cajun, that kind of kicks off everything. That's the first big event of the year for everybody, for all organizations. And then the next one is the wine crawl. It's always that Friday right before Mother's Day. It always falls on that Friday. So it's another one. We don't have to worry about what date it is. It's
so
always
smart.
the Friday. Yeah.
Because then it's like, and then people can remember, it's always the Friday before Mother's Day.
Mother's Day, they have that wine crawl on that Friday. So, and yeah, that's where all the downtown businesses, they participate and they serve wine. We purchase all the wine and they serve it, the ones that want to participate. And it gives merchants it gives them an opportunity. Obviously, the whole point is to funnel
Yeah.
traffic downtown.
Yep.
But it gives them an opportunity to improve their bottom line.
Mm-hmm.
You know, all these events help them do that. And but it helps also long term. You get people down here. Oh, I didn't know y'all did that. Oh, y'all did. Oh, I didn't know y'all were here. I mean,
Yeah.
the old museum, it's been there since what, 1890 or however long, or
Mm-hmm.
however 100. People still wonder. Oh, I didn't know this was here.
Oh.
You know, it's only the biggest building downtown.
Yeah.
You know, people run around in life with their blinders on.
Yeah, definitely.
But they don't go into all the downtown businesses either. So it gives all these merchants an opportunity to roll out some new product offerings and different things that they're doing.
Yeah.
So yeah, we have that one in May. The next one that we've been doing for a long time is Cookies and Carols.
Oh, that's right.
It used to be Cocoa and Carols before COVID. COVID made it kind of problematic, but so when we were trying to figure out how to navigate that, we decided to try cookies one year, and the merchant said, "We don't ever want to go back to cocoa. Cookies is so much better." So, and it was unanimous. When I'm making my rounds, it's like,
Cookies.
no more cocoa.
Cookies it is.
So cookies it is. So that's always fun. And all these different events, it's always neat. I know that our group, we try to always think of the whole community, you know, championing of this and that and the other. I call it community partnership, you know, when Night on Luling rolls around.
Yes, yeah.
You know, we go plug in and we provide our little wiggle racers or whatever to try to help them out. You know, Kiwanis always helps us out.
Yeah.
You know, whenever it's Cookies and Carols time, you know, they do the hay rides, you know. So
Kids love that.
Yeah, so there's lots of opportunities to do that.
Adults too. But.
Yeah. You know, for us and for different organizations to help each other. But we have that one. But yeah, then we have the Yule Trail.
Yeah.
Which has really become a regional
Yeah, people will,
destination.
people will come and they'll just come walk downtown. And it's nice when you've got the town at night lit up. It's cold, you know.
Yeah.
It's kind of the feel.
So we're out there maintaining it, and believe me, it's quite the beast. You know, there's a lot of lights out there that they're getting unscrewed by kids that are, you know, oh, look here, you know, getting broken or burnt out or whatever. It's just like, it's a constant. There's 160 something signs out there.
Oh my gosh.
So, yeah, it's about as big as.
And the signs are for like businesses. So it kind of is a way to be able to advertise businesses downtown as well, having a sign out there.
Within the Christmas theme,
yes,
if you will. I mean, you won't see any signs that have phone numbers and whatnot. It's not like an advertising billboard, if you will, but it definitely gets their name out there.
Yeah.
You know, under the Christmas theme. But yeah, those are the main ones that we do. And like I said, this Yule Trail, it's quite the regional attraction.
Yeah.
The people that are wandering around down there, they're not just from Luling.
Yeah.
Because I'm out there working out there, and you see
some randoms that are
lots of randoms, and
yeah,
where y'all from? You know, type of thing. Oh yeah, we're from Elgin. Yeah, we heard about this thing, or we're from Smithville, or we're from wherever. It's surprising.
Yes.
It surprised me early on. It doesn't surprise me anymore.
Yeah.
But early on, it's like, man, really? These people are coming down here for.
You know, it'd be really cool. I just thought of something. Just put a pin in it and take it to your board.
All right.
Lights in Luling. Like, you know how sometimes they have like the Trail of Lights or, you know, in San Marcos. What is it called in San Marcos? Oh, gosh. I know. I always remember where it's at, but I can't remember it right now. But like lights in Luling, like it could be something like right now you have the Yule Trail that's primarily downtown, but it would be cool to even almost like expand it over the course of time and make it kind of its own.
There's been lots of ideas thrown around over the years. There's lots of good ideas, but then it's really how do you execute it?
Yeah, that's true.
How do you fund it? I mean, I've heard a million times, you know what y'all need to do?
You're like, come join our task force, you know, come join a committee.
Yeah, exactly.
But like
but there's lots of good ideas. I know that the chamber does something like that now, which kind of gives everybody something to do.
Yeah.
You know, they have their little trail of lights, if you will, and they got a map that you can go around, and it's.
I actually didn't know about that. That's really awesome.
No,
I'll have to check that out.
So basically, all the people that want to participate, they just, and this gives them a reason to go crazy.
Yeah.
They get crazy with it. Some of them are really crazy, and their electrical bill is probably showing it. But but the chamber does something like that. They've been doing it for like 4 or 5 years now.
Awesome. So there's been a lot of success that's come out of just being the community coming out and seeing the businesses downtown, whether it is the wine crawl or Coco's, but now Cookies and Carols. And then you got the Rage and Cajun. It's pretty neat to see all these different events that evolve. So if you do want to get involved and volunteer, contact Derek. Go to the Main Street website and look for that little tab where you can submit your information so that he can get you involved.
Love to have you. More the better.
And especially with people that are newer in town that don't know about community events, I think I'm hopeful that this podcast will be able to put more information out there and put it in your face so that you know how to get involved. Because some people have different interests in town. Maybe it's not Main Street, maybe it's something else. But we're always looking for that community input, just that sense of community in town.
Which is lacking in every town in a lot of cases. Back in the day, your volunteer pools were probably a little larger, but now everybody's so busy. They just keep themselves so busy.
That is true.
So
it seems just like life is getting, it's just blowing by us. Like, I can't believe we're already in 2026. I don't know, where did 2025 go?
How did we get here?
How did we get here even right now? It's pretty neat. You said you've got a couple of things percolating. Is there anything that you can share right now, or is it something right now that just you and the board are discussing for future events, or is there anything?
Yeah, there's always stuff on my list. Like I said before, we've got in the short term, there's always beautification that needs to be done. There's always things that they're just not looking like they should and need to be improved. And I've got some ideas there. Unfortunately, and this is not going to go over well with some folks, but we've had an arborist come, and we've been eyeballing those downtown palm trees that have been around since the 40s.
Oh, wow.
And had an arborist come and look at them, and he said,
are they not doing good?
No, they're not good.
Oh, no.
So they have a limited lifespan. They only live 50 to 75 years anyway, and they're well beyond that.
Oh, man.
So there's a couple of them that are not in the best shape. So at some point, something's going to have to be done before we lose one on a car or in the middle of an event downtown where you have hundreds of people.
So they're literally just teetering.
There's a couple of them that are not good.
Okay.
There's a couple of them that aren't good.
So that's a project that y'all are.
That's something that we're going to have to look at here. In the nearer future. We had some crepe myrtles that had been hollowed out, or we lost several of them over the years over there in the 400 block, which is the museum block. And our group decided to put some red oaks because we had areas where there was nothing. Some of them had died off, and the ones that were left were just really unsightly. Some of them were hollowed out and just didn't really look good anymore. Mm-hmm. So we spent about $5,000 to put some red oaks out.
Yeah.
And been out there watering those things, making sure that we can hold on to them.
I know, especially
with your investment.
Especially with how rain has been lately in this area. It's like sometimes you get a good downpour, but that's just to bring everything back up to you're no longer in a drought. But I feel like Texas is always in a drought.
It's Texas, man. It runs the gamut. But so we may have to do something over in the 500 block of Davis also.
Okay.
But we'll see what happens with those palm trees. And like I said, we got the beautification stuff. But long term, also there's all kinds of things that I'd like to see done.
Yeah.
They're more expensive things. We'd like to add some more sidewalks in those grassy areas.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Right across the street from the downtown area. We think that'll really help.
Just foot traffic downtown.
Yeah, with those with disabilities and whatnot, it helps tie Heritage Circle where the clock is, and it helps tie it down to the beer garden where the Thump is, and everything in between. Mm-hmm. And now we have the plaza, which our organization's teamed up on also.
Yes.
And we just built that. We finished that out this year.
Which that went up real quick. That was a very quick project.
Nice it's like any other project. There are moving parts and pieces. Mm-hmm. And you just had to stay on top of all the different contractors.
Which is great, because sometimes, projects can be really just lengthy. But that one went up pretty quickly. I know we had a plan,
and we executed the plan.
I know it was a lot around Thump, too. I remember it was we want this, but that's been a great addition downtown as well.
Yeah, adding sidewalks to kind of tie all those elements together and make it more pedestrian friendly, if you will. That's something we'd like to do. There's an area in the 300 block, which we've talked about. We've actually applied for some grants and whatnot, but we got an area over there just west of the Thump Pavilion that's not in the best shape.
Oh, that's right.
For us, it's been kind of outer edge of the district, so it hasn't risen on the priority list.
But it's getting there.
It's risen up on my priority list here as of late, especially since the Watermelon Thump purchased old Sarge Records building, which is right there. Then it needs to be, I mean, safety is an issue over there now.
Yeah.
Especially during some of the bigger events like Thump and whatnot. So we like to get, find the funding to execute that thing as well.
Yeah. And then, so for people that might be unfamiliar on this, like, Main Street, like you talk about like the district of Main Street, and it's unique in its own way because it's not just Davis, it's not just a one-way street, but it almost is across.
Yeah, when you look at all the Main Street cities, there's like 90 of us throughout Texas. Most of them are going to be revolving around a small area.
Yeah.
A square. In our case, we're not a square, we're a strip. But usually these Main Street districts are a smaller area. For whatever reason, ours is a little bit larger. We do have the downtown area, which is where the cultural, heritage thing that we're trying to pervert, a lot of that happens downtown. Yeah. So a lot of the resources will go into that always. But our particular district does stretch out into the main thoroughfares. So you got a lot of Pierce Street is taken in, a lot of Magnolia Street is taken in, and even going the other way on Davis down towards the Ice House Pottery. A lot of that falls in the district too. And
I wish I had like a map to be able to show everybody what it looks like.
It
literally is across,
yeah.
Which now I can't take credit for this. It was Mayor Watts that has to take credit for this. But she said that Luling is the crossroads to everywhere, and it makes me think of the downtown district.
Literally,
it's the crossroads to everywhere.
Literally, yeah. So our district is a little larger than most. That's just the way it was negotiated long ago. Whenever the Main Street program here in Luling was created, so therefore, those that are maybe not even in the downtown area, we've paid out facade grants to others that are up and down Magnolia and other areas. We've paid out facade grants to Maymays and all kinds of different places.
It's so nice to have that.
So those resources are available to them too. Even though it looks like downtown gets a lot of the love. Yeah. Because that's the center part. Yeah, that's the hub. That's the hub of it all. And it is in every community.
But it's nice to know that businesses that might be on the outskirts have that as a resource if they need something to be improved.
Another huge resource just from us being part of this Main Street network is priceless, is the architectural design staff that they have in Austin. And it's 3 or 4 different architects. And this is what they do. And then we can send them pictures. Man, we got this building that's, somebody's wanting to fix up and do this, that, and the other. It's got this false front on it. They put this corrugated metal thing on it, and they're wanting to take all that off. And you take this project to them, and they already know the history. It's like, oh yeah, we got some pictures of that building back from the 20s. It looks like it was a brick facade, and then you have all the different elements. It used to have the awnings were, with the ones that hang. He goes, now looks like you got posts on them.
Yeah.
And they give you insight on what it was, what it could be, and then gives you tools and resources on how to go about maybe restoring it back to the way it was.
Oh, that's cool.
And then they do the full renderings. So it's an awesome resource. So when somebody's wanting to restore a building, and we can get these free architectural renderings, from this department, and we can show, because everybody's visual, you can show the potential building or business owner, what it could be.
Yes.
And when they see it, it's like, yeah, let's do that. Let's not do blue, but maybe we could go.
Yes.
So it's a really cool resource.
That's really awesome.
That we have that everybody in the district has access to.
And that's on your website, right? If there's a business that's like, oh man, I really need an extra, then they can go online.
There's a process for that. I'll have to visit.
Yeah.
I'll have to look at the property. I'm going to have to make my own determinations, and there's an application process, and then I send it off to them. So just come see me.
Come see me in the Luling Oil Museum. And then once they submit that to you, then you take it to the board, and the board approves.
The facade grant.
Yeah, the facade grant. That's awesome.
And we've had some that take advantage of that resource, but then they don't really want to apply for the facade grant.
Yeah.
Okay.
Interesting.
It's free money. I don't understand, but they have the money, I guess. I don't know. But.
Well, it's pretty neat to be able to see everything that's going on, what you're kind of projecting. How do you see, which is kind of probably hard to determine, but what do you see in the next 5 years? Like, what would your vision be for Luling Main Street or Main Street downtown? Because I know right now, working with the city and with grants and the EDC, we're about to start bringing in stakeholders for the development of our comprehensive plan. And so we're about to bring in city staff and city organizations to really start to look at the next 10 to 15 years. But for you, what would you like to see in the next 5 to 10? In another decade?
Yeah, well, staying on the path that we're on as far as trying to make the place feel unique and special and historic. That's with the street signage that you mentioned before.
Yeah.
We added the brown, rustic look, and at the top, it says Luling Historic District at the top. We've got all the signs that are up and down the downtown sidewalks that kind of gives you the same vibe and feel from one block to the next.
Yes.
Again, it's the brown and gold.
Yes.
Kind of gives you that. So when you're there, you feel like you're in a different place from all the other areas of town, a special place. I want to continue that.
Yeah.
I want to continue that.
Like that preservation of downtown.
I want to continue that. But as time goes, there's lots of growth happening around here.
There is.
And I honestly think that the business mix, in a small town like ours, it's not always what you dream it to be. It's not what you want it to be. But in time, I think the business mix is going to be different.
Yeah.
Which is
seems like it's already starting to kind of turn. It's very interesting, the different businesses downtown.
Yeah.
The new ones that have popped up recently.
Yeah. Yeah. And we've got 2 or 3. There's an area of downtown that looks like it's deserted, but they're fixing it up. It's a process. So nightlife.
Yes.
Nightlife, I think that's something that you're going to see.
Yes.
It's going to be way different from anything that we've ever had. And that's just all part of the growth.
Yeah.
If we can and maybe get some grants and tackle some of these infrastructure things that have been on my list for a long time. We've got some old utility poles, been there for 100 years.
I know that was something that we were working on last year.
And they serve no purpose.
Yeah.
They just sit there. They have a guide wire on it.
Yeah.
They don't really do anything. We'd like to get that stuff, but they're not ours.
Yeah.
That's AT&T. So, we
work on getting those down. It's kind of part of the beautification, preservation.
Exactly. So the beautification thing never ends.
Yeah.
It just evolves.
Yeah.
But as growth and you got these new neighborhoods coming in,
yes,
you got all these people coming in, and,
Ladera.
they're going to want places to eat, and they're wanting places to do this, that, and the other. And it's going to be different.
Which there was the restaurant that reopened. Is it Han Palace? Is that what it's called now?
Used to be China Palace?
Yes, that's right. Yeah. And then there is the other restaurant that's due to open. I don't remember the timeline on it, but it's the White Catter. Is that what it's called?
Catters?
That's it. Wild Hatters. Yes.
Yeah, I was talking to them not too terribly long ago, and they're still on track.
It's so exciting.
But again, it's just
nightlife.
A million hurdles to clear.
Yeah.
And that's going to be a nice thing whenever that gets going. So
the nightlife is going to change, especially as the community grows, and then people want to come downtown. Like Music on Main, that the Parks and Recreation Advisory Committee and the Parks Department has, the Music on Main event that they do has been an amazing addition to Luling because it brings everybody out. And you and your band are going to be playing in February.
February 7th.
Y'all didn't know. If y'all didn't know already, Derek Hall's part of a band.
But
he's the drummer.
That's a great thing about that plaza is when it's something that was on my list for a long, long time. And I'm not going to get into the backstory of why it got shelved, but it had to do with infrastructure and the new light standards that came up, and everything was put in a different spot than it was supposed to be, and whatnot. But once we got all of our ducks in a row and figured out, we can do this, and we partnered with you guys to do it. We applied for some grants and didn't get them.
Yes.
But then, you know what? Now that I've done all this back channel work here, this is going to be a good thing for Luling. We need to figure out how to do this.
Yeah.
So we
Partnered
got together and we figured it out and we did it. But the whole point was not just have a pergola and paved area
Use
and some
it.
picnic tables. It's a downtown gathering space that
Yep.
we've never really had before. You got the Thump Pavilion on the far end,
Yes.
and you do events and whatnot in it, but we've never really had a centralized area where you could take on small things, and an area that you can take on, like the Spook Parade and different things. You could all kinds. The sky's the limit. So whenever we built it, it's kind of, for me in my mind, it was like build it and they will come.
Yes.
Type of thing.
Uh-huh.
I can't even at this point sit and dream up what all it could be.
Yeah.
But now we have the space. Now we have the spot. And man, our group is as pleased as punch that the Parks Department
Yes.
figured out a way to do the music on Main. Because
Yeah.
that's exactly why we built it.
Mm-hmm.
Is have organizations step up and tackle these things, and now they have a spot to do it.
I know. I love seeing the pictures that come out of it. I mean, obviously, if you go, which you should, it's I would call it like kind of like the synergy there. It's just nice, the community coming out and listening to a band, but there's so much socialization that happens there as well.
Which society lacks in
Yes.
this day and age. Like we were talking about
Yes.
earlier. Yeah, give them the opportunity to get out and
Socialize,
yeah.
meet new, and it's also an opportunity for people that are new to the community to come out and kind of be welcomed in an event like that.
Mm-hmm.
And
And that event's perfect for that.
yes,
And you got the Domino's that came in, so now you can have pizza right out the.
you walk in
right-
and order your pizza.
Yeah, and you have it right there. So
It's-
no, that's a great event. That's exactly, and everything, all the steps that we made, all the decisions we took, was about maybe even having a live music happen down there. We brought in the power to do so. The original plans were to not cover the pergola, but just it'd be a true pergola, but we put a true roof on it.
Yes.
So we spent a little extra, so it could be more things to more people.
Yes.
And I'm pleased. I'm pleased with how that turned out, and everybody I've talked to.
I know it's been I'm new to the EDC role, as some know, and that's one thing that I'm really looking forward to as we, when we start to come together in an office space between you, myself, and Pat Rayburn, who is the new planning director for the city, is bringing us together, and it's almost like an incubator in itself, where we can just spin off ideas on one another, because it really does take partnership. Like silos, kind of, I don't want to say destroy, kind of people coming together to, that ecosystem. But I'm excited to be able to kind of ping ideas off of y'all, because it really does take people coming together.
You have to have it.
Yeah, people coming together to work
if there's
together.
going to be progress happening in the community, you all have to be, like I like to say, you need to be in the same boat, rowing in the same direction.
Yeah.
In my job and what I do, and I've said this to people a few times, but I've seen it. I've seen where they don't work together.
Yeah.
I've seen how when I go to my trainings, I'm required to go to 2 a year. We're sitting in our round tables and whatnot, and we're talking to different groups and different people that do what I do. And man, it was a head scratcher for me. Them singing the blues, how they're at war with this group and this group hates them, and no, we're not going to work with them because it's just all this.
Yeah.
I was like, man,
No.
Luling isn't like that.
No.
Never has been. All of those, the chamber, the EDC, Main Street, all the different organizations, like the Thump group, all these different, they've worked together so well, and they've all had relationships at City Hall that were, that were good, and that rapport. And I've never really seen that so much here in Luling like you see at other places. So that is something that has to continue for a community to thrive.
Yes,
All
preserve
these
and
groups
continue.
need to be working together.
Yes.
Some people have the ideas, some others have the money, but you
I
put it
think
all
about-
together.
Yes. Putting
see
strengths
progress.
together.
You see progress.
And that's something I'm very much looking forward to, is like pooling in everybody's strengths. Because if let's say I'm weak in one area and you're not, then I'm like, okay, then I can use your strength to be able to push. But it's like a well-oiled machine.
Teamwork.
Teamwork makes the dream work, guys.
Wow.
But I'm really excited for that. I'm really excited to be able to be housed together and continue on this partnership. It's been it's been wonderful to be a part of the board in the past, but it's going to be nice working side by side with that same objective in mind, is to preserve Luling as we maintain the growth that comes in. But pulling in, it's like, people, I've said this the last podcast, growth is not bad, but it's about strategic growth and being able to pull in the community so that we can preserve what Luling is. It's unique. It's the crossroads to everywhere. There's such a historic, just rich community in downtown that's here, and it takes everybody coming together to preserve that. And so I'm excited.
And you have to have a good plan to manage it all.
Yes.
You just can't willy-nilly get there.
Yes. Definitely.
So I think we got some good people in all the right spots to make those calls.
Yeah. Well, as we wrap everything up, if you're interested in volunteering to be a part of the Rage and Cajun committee, reach out to Derek. He would love to have you. I think the board would appreciate that help as well, with the feet on the ground the day of. There's a lot that goes into it, but it is very rewarding.
And it's fun.
And it's very fun, especially afterwards. Whenever it's like kind of after the event, you have to do things real quick. It's real fun to be just a part of that environment and the people that
For me,
put
I
in
get
the
up
work.
I get up there about 6 in the morning because the vendors are starting to come in.
Yeah.
And you want to be there. You need to be able to tell them where to go and whatnot.
Yes.
And we've gotten better over the years. Practice makes perfect.
Yes.
But I remember getting there at 6, and then it'd be 1:30 in the morning.
Yeah.
I'm there for 18, 19 hours straight.
Yeah.
And it's still fun.
Yeah.
It's still fun.
Like sleep deprivation, it's like you're like out of it, but it makes it all the more fun.
Yeah. I mean, I can't walk anymore.
Yeah.
My feet are all tore up, but we've gotten better.
Yeah.
So that 19-hour day, it's more like a 16-hour day, 17-hour. But no, it is a lot of fun. It's a good group. Mm-hmm. Lucky to have them. And yes, there's room for help, room for more. Fresh ideas.
Yes.
Is something that you can't take for granted.
Yeah.
Just because we're good at doing what we do. I mean, sometimes it's a fresh perspective is welcomed, and all the help we can get, all the better.
Yeah. And Main Street plays a huge role in that preservation downtown and helping, with Luling's character and growing. And so I'm excited to see.
Luling's done a good job with that, even with the chamber and the way that they do the pump jacks.
Yes.
The artwork. Pump jacks are ugly. Any way you slice it. I mean, they're just, we're an old town. We are what we are.
Yeah.
And how do you...
But it smells like money.
But they figured out a way to beautify that.
Yeah.
But I think as a rule, the watermelon thumb, I mean, all they're doing is they're highlighting watermelons, which Luling has always been known for. Mm-hmm. When the railroads came in the 1870s and expanded that market a little bit, we got sandy soil here.
Yes.
Just Luling and South, and perfect.
It's perfect.
Perfect for watermelons. So we got the watermelon thumb. So we highlight that heritage as well. So I think Luling as a rule has been pretty good at highlighting the things about us.
Yes.
That make us us.
Yeah.
And
I think that's something that I remember. I took a community and neighborhood development course for economic development training, and that's something, because there's tons of people that come around pretty much the nation, EDC directors or BRE experts, in their department. And that's something that they talked about in that community development class is like that preservation piece and how important it is that you don't want to lose your identity. Right. And I think keeping and maintaining that identity is so important.
For sure.
It's so important. As we wrap this up, thank you for watching. Please go on to our social medias and like and subscribe if you want to see more of this. We're doing Main Street today, and Derek will be on future podcasts. But we're really looking forward to showing more of the different departments. Like I want the city manager, Mayor Watts. I want our planning director, Patrick Rayborn. I want Ashley Flores, who is the chamber director, to be on these podcasts. So if you're looking to be more involved or just want to be tuned into what's going on in Luling, definitely like and subscribe on all the social medias. Go and check out our websites. And we look forward to seeing you next time. And thank you for tuning in.
Thanks for having me.
Yeah, absolutely. It's been
Appreciate
fun. It's been a lot of fun. Stay tuned.